We're going in the time machine. Hold on tight. Whoa! Wow. All right. We've landed.
That's fast.
I know. We're good. We're good here.
You guys are professional.
We're in Columbia, Tennessee.
Oh, God. I haven't been there in a long time.
Now, that was where you were born. Is that where you grew up, too?
It's not where I was born, actually. I was born in Massillon, Ohio.
Massillon, Ohio.
Yeah, a little town. Both very small towns.
Well, I got to change the time machine. We got to go somewhere else.
Go back?
Whoa! Boom! Oh, we're in Massillon, Ohio.
Massillon, Ohio. Amish country.
Really?
I don't think Massillon's considered Amish country, but we live next to Amish country. So
Amish
like the
adjacent.
buggies and like they do cheese and dairy and like that's what they're known for, I think.
Lady Red, weren't you Amish back in the day?
No.
But you do love cheese and cows and things.
I like anything uncut and cured.
So what was that? What was growing up like?
Well, I mean, born in Massillon, but I grew up in Columbia. So growing up in Columbia, it's hard. I mean, it's a small southern town. I actually went to a Church of Christ Christian school.
Oh, Lord.
And if you know anything about different religions, that is like, woohoo, up here with the tutu.
Yeah.
So, like, they're very strict, and I went there kindergarten through 12th grade.
Holy moly.
The whole damn time.
Wow. Now, were you out to yourself during that time? Were you out in general? Obviously, it doesn't seem like a very welcoming place to be.
Not very welcoming. No, so I came out to my parents when I was 14. And honestly, like, it's just kind of a taboo subject, but like, if I would have been publicly out at school, they probably would have kicked me out.
Right.
That's just how they are. So I wasn't allowed to really talk about it or do anything at school. But I had my home life and my family, and that was enough to help me, come out as a young gay youth. But yeah, I definitely had to stay in the closet at school.
And how were your parents?
They were so amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I was a very flamboyant youth, so I think it was pretty easy.
You don't say.
You don't say. It was pretty easy to see it coming, so I think they were already prepared for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they still kept you sending you to that school, Church of Christ.
Well, here's the deal. My school was about 300 people, and that was 7th through 12th. Junior high and high school was 300 people, whereas the public school was about 3,000. And I was like, you know what? I think I could survive better with 300 people that don't like me versus 3,000.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to stay here where I'm safe.
A wise decision.
Yeah,
Wise
I was like, I'm just going to stay
decision.
here. I haven't got beat up yet. No, I didn't get punched or anything. I just got called names. So I was like, let me just stay where I'm not getting beat up.
I like that tact of just avoiding the worst.
I was like, yeah, let me just avoid the worst because I don't know what's over there. I know what I'm getting here.
Right. Now, drag started for you at 18, right?
It did, yeah. So I was actually senior year of high school. I turned 18 the summer before that, and I started doing shows. I was actually go-go dancing at a bar.
Oh. It's senior year of high school.
Senior year of high school at a Christian school, and I was leaving on the weekends to go dance at a bar in a Speedo. And then I saw drag queens, and I was like, ooh, they're pretty. I was like, I want to do that too. So they put me in drag, and then I just did drag on the weekends all senior year.
Wow. And now that was in Columbia, or where were you doing the drag?
Nashville.
Oh, so you would go to Nashville.
Yes, on the weekends I would drive to Nashville and either go dance or do drag.
They ate you right up.
They ate me up. I adjusted to the gay lifestyle very young, very quickly. I just did it all at once.
You were like, you go, drag,
I was like,
everything.
I want every piece of it because I wanted to get out of this small town.
Now, you were not always Cameron Michaels, my dear.
I was not.
You were at one point Ariana St. Clair.
I cannot.
Of the Nashville St. Clairs.
That name lasted about, I don't know, like 2 or 3 months, and I was like, this is, sorry if anybody else is like, that's somebody else's drag name somewhere in the universe, but that was not working for me.
Ariana St. Clair was at home being like, that bitch!
No, and I was like, I gotta change that
And then Cameron was the next incarnation?
Yeah, so people think that I'm related to other Michaels, and I'm not. There was just no Michaels in Nashville, and I liked that last name. It sounded kind of regal and fancy, and I was like, let me do Michaels, and then I just chose Cameron because it was androgynous, and I didn't want something super feminine, so I just chose Cameron, and then Cameron Michaels happened.
Now, when did you start like really taking off drag-wise? Because you had your own show at Play in Nashville, which is a pretty big deal.
I did. I started doing drag actually at a local bar called the Cabaret Episode 2. It was a lesbian bar. I was on cast there before I was on cast at Play, and then I was on cast Sunday nights at Play. It was our amateur cast for about a year and a half.
Now, for people who think you're shy and reserved, you were known as the lady who talks and works the crowd and does it all. You were quite the vibrant, speaking entertainer.
I was. In Nashville, there's a restaurant called Susie Wong's, which is, if you know who Susie Wong is, it's Arnold Mint. She was on Top Chef.
Oh,
and yeah. So that's his restaurant there, and I host brunch there on Sundays a lot, and it's a one-woman show, so you have to walk around, host. You do about 18 songs.
Wow.
From about 10 to 3 in the afternoon. You walk around, work the crowd. So that's where I learned to really come out of my shell and talk on a mic and work in a crowd environment.
Now, when was your body transformation? Because you talked at some point about how you were sort of skinny and then you really hit the gym. When in this time frame did that start happening?
So drag happened when I was 18. I didn't start working out until I was 25, I think. And then I stopped doing drag at that point and kind of found the gym instead. And then I went through a breakup and then went back to drag and then just kept them both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you kept moving. You kept bodybuilder Barbie.
I tried to, people told me, they're like, oh, your arms are too big for drag now. And so I had people on both sides, telling me you can't do this, you can't do that. I'm like, well, I don't really care what any of you think. I'm going to do both of them because I can and I will. Damn it.
And you did.
And I did. Yeah.
Now, Nashville is a big pageant town.
It is. It's a southern drag city.
Yeah, you were in the pageants. You did Nashville Pride pageant, right?
I did, yeah. I came in second. I lost. So now I've lost 2 pageants now.
Do you like the pageant system and that experience?
I do. I think it's a great training tool for queens to get into performing and how much professionalism it takes to put together a whole package like that. It was definitely a stepping stone for Drag Race. Drag Race is like a giant drag pageant.
Yeah.
Dancing, singing, all the things that you need to win a crown. And I think it was a good stepping stool for me to learn what I needed to get there.
Yeah, and how you needed to prepare.
Yeah, because it's a lot. When you do a pageant, you have one talent, one gown, question and answer. You have all those things, and Drag Race is times 20 million.
Every category, every episode.
Category, 4 different times, plus all the wrenches they throw at you.
A lot of wrenches.
A lot of wrenches.
We're going to get into all those wrenches later.
Let's talk about
it. When did you start cutting hair?
I started cutting hair when I was 23 years old, because I've been doing hair for almost 10 years now. So 23, I went to hair school.
And that was what you sort of would go back to while you were doing drag?
Yeah. I own a house in Nashville, so I kept my normal job because I wanted certain things in life, and I know that doing hair would give that to me.
Yeah.
And then drag was just kind of a side hobby for me, and then I found Instagram and, got my work out there through that, and I just kind of did all of it at the same time.
Yeah, and you managed to, unlike a lot of drag queens who have to save every penny because we know drag until you hit the big time is not cheap and not necessarily profitable.
Right, it is not.
In your early years.
It is not. So I had hair so I could afford drag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what paid for those Drag Race looks.
It is. Hair helped me get to Drag Race, so thank you, Paul Mitchell. And Lucy Pop Salon is my local salon in Nashville, so if you live in Nashville, go see them. They do great hair.
Yeah. Now, will you still pop in and gag the children?
I do. I go say hi. That's my family. I worked there for 9 years, and that was my life. And so I make sure I try to go home and say hi to them at least once or twice a month.
Now, let's talk about your on and off relationship with drag before Drag Race.
Yeah.
So you said in the past that you, every time you get a man, you quit drag.
I do. It's funny, I don't really read a lot of the comments, but I remember in the beginning I was kind of guilty of reading through the comments just to see what people were saying.
Right.
And I remember one of my trolls was get a boyfriend so you quit doing drag again. And I was like,
whoa, bitch.
Shady.
Shade.
No, I would get in a relationship, and I think we all look for love and acceptance somewhere in our lives, and drag gave me that for a long time. And then when I found love and acceptance somewhere else, be it in a relationship or a man, then I didn't need drag as much.
Right.
And then it took me to get into my 30s to learn this is my passion, and I do love this, and I don't need that right now. And so I was like, I want drag again. So that's why I auditioned for the show.
I know, that's what it was, that last breakup, which was the best breakup that could have happened.
That was the straw that broke the drag camel's back, and I was like, I went on the show, and boy, it's done.
Yeah, I'm a woman.
I'm a woman. She's a woman.
Your friend from House of Curio
Yes.
created a lot of those looks.
Yeah, so their names are Ryan and Kyle. Those are my best friends, and Kyle is my traveling tour manager right now with me. And then Ryan, he sews a lot of the costumes that you saw on the show, and a lot of the stuff that I'm wearing on the road too.
How long did you have with them to prep for Drag Race, or did you sort of have a stockpile going?
I did not, and you know the funny thing is, like, I think I said it in the reunion. I don't know if it aired or not, but I respected the other queens because they were working so much and they had wardrobe. I did not have a lot of wardrobe because I wasn't doing it as often. So I think I had about a month to pull everything together that I needed for the show.